Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Shraddha's Physics. This video is specially for the aspirants who are preparing for OSSTD, KVS, NBS, regular teacher or any graduate level teacher exam.
Today we will solve some questions on work, energy and power. So the first question is, a body is subjected to a constant force F equal to 2y cap minus 3j cap plus 5k cap Newton. Find the work done by this force in displacing the body through 4 meter along z axis. So along the z axis, it means that our displacement is 4k cap. So F vector is given this much. So work done equal to F dot S, that is equal to 2y cap minus 3j cap plus 5k cap, that is force, dot S vector is 4k cap. So k dot k is 1, rest of the other thing is 0. So this is 5 into 4, that is 20 joule. So our work done is 20 joule. So the next question is, a particle moves along x axis from x equal to 0 to x equal to 2 meter under the influence of a force F equal to 3x square minus 2x Newton. So calculate the work done. So as we know, this W equal to, so the particle moves along x axis from 0 to 2 meter. So the integration varies from 0 to 2. So f dx, f is the magnitude. So this f is 3x square minus 2x into dx over the integration 0 to 2. So 3x square dx is 3x cube by 3 minus 2x dx integration is 2x square by 2. So 3 get cancelled, that is s cube, minus 2 get cancelled, that is s square, over the limit 0 to 2. So s cube means 2 cube, that is 8, lower limit is 0. So neglecting that, minus s square means minus 2 square, that is 4, and also neglecting the lower limit, we will get 8 minus 4 equal to 4 joule. So this is the work done. So the next question is, the linear momentum of a body is increased by 10%. So what is the change in its kinetic energy? So the linear momentum increased by 10% means, suppose it is 100, then it is increased by 110. So P2 will be equal to 110 by 100 into P1. This is the P1 is the linear momentum and P2 is also the linear momentum after increment. So P2 is mv2, that is equal to 0 get cancelled, that is 11 by 10 mv1, or get cancelled, that is v2 equal to 11 by 10 v1. So what is the percentage change in its kinetic energy? So kinetic energy equal to half mv square. So the E2 by E1 will be equal to half mv2 square divided by half mv1 square. v1 is the original and v2 is the change in the velocity. So that is by cancelling half m in the denominator and numerator, we will get v2 by v1 whole square, that is equal to, this is v2 by v1 will be equal to 11 by 10, that is 121 by 100 square equal to this much. So the energy E2 will be greater than E1, and it is percentage change in its kinetic energy will be equal to this E2 minus E1 divided by E1 into 100. So the difference is 121 minus 100, that is 21, divided by 100 into 100. So that is 21%. I think this is clear to everyone. So the next question is, a body of mass 5 kg initially at rest and is subjected to a force of 20 Newton. So what is the kinetic energy acquired by a body at the end of the half minutes? So what is given, that is mass is 5 kg given and it is initially at rest, that is u equal to 0, and the force is 20 Newton given and the time taken is half minute, that is 30 seconds. So from this relation, force equal to mass into acceleration, we can calculate our acceleration equal to force by mass, that is 20 by 5, that is 4 meter per second square. Again, we know the laws of motion, that is v equal to u plus at. As our initial velocity is 0, so 0 plus acceleration is 4 into, this is our 30 second. So 4 into 30, that is 120 meter per second. This is our final velocity. So what is the kinetic energy acquired by the body at the end of the half minutes? So our kinetic energy is half mv square. So this is our 1 by 2, mass is 5 into v is 120 square. So this is 3.6 into 10 power 4 joule. So we know the relation kinetic energy is p square by 2. So if this P means the linear momentum, if this P is constant, then kinetic energy is inversely proportional to the mass. So if we plot the graph between kinetic energy and mass, so it can be shown that, so if P is constant, that is the linear momentum is constant, then the graph will be like this. And if the kinetic energy is constant, then P square equal to 2m. So it is P square is directly proportional to m, or we can show that P is proportional to root over of m, or otherwise we can plot the graph between P and m. So the P versus m graph will be like this when kinetic energy is constant. Similarly, if mass is constant, then P square is directly proportional to kinetic energy, or we can show that P is proportional to the root over of kinetic energy. If we will plot between the linear momentum and kinetic energy graph, so it will be a curve like this. This is the root over of P is proportional to the root over of kinetic energy. So the graph will be like this where m is constant. So you can see that here P is proportional to root over m, or here if kinetic energy is constant, or here if m is constant, our linear momentum is proportional to the square of kinetic energy. Actually these two graphs are the same type of curve, because here if we will plot m in x-axis and y as in your p-axis, then the graph will be like this. And similarly, if P is in the y-axis and kinetic energy in this axis, then the graph will be look like this, because P is proportional, the square root of the some curve will be always like this. So this is root over m, so the curve will be just like towards the m. Here also when m is constant, so kinetic, here the P is proportional to the root over of kinetic energy, so the curve will be like towards the kinetic energy. So you can compare this three graph. So the next question is find the average frictional force that would stop a car weighing 500 kg in a distance of 25 meter if the initial speed is 72 km per hour. So here mass is given 500 kg and it has to cover the distance 25 meter. This is the displacement 25 meter, and the initial speed, that is u, is 72 km per hour, and it would stop a car. So stop means the final velocity is 0. So we know v square minus u square equal to 2s, our equation of motion. Here v is 0, and by putting the value of u, that is 72 into 5 by 18, because it is in meter per second, it will be in meter per second, that will be 2a into s is 25 meter. So finally calculating this, acceleration will be minus 8 meter per second square, or it is a retardation. So the negative acceleration means it is a retardation. So again force equal to mass into acceleration. Mass is given 500 and retardation is minus 8. So this will be our resistive force or the frictional force, that is 4000 Newton. Okay, this negative sign implies that this is an opposing force or this is the frictional force, that is 4000 Newton. Next question is the work energy theorem states that the change in dash. So the work energy theorem basically states that the kinetic energy of the particle is equal to the work done on it by the net force. Okay. A raindrop of mass, this is another question, 1 gram falling from a height of 1 kilometer hits the ground with a speed of 50 meter per second. If the resistive force is proportional to the speed of the drop, then the work done by the resistive force is. What is given? So given mass is 1 gram, that is 10 power minus 3 kg. Again height is given 1 kilometer, that is 1000 meter, and its speed is 50 meter per second. And because its initial speed is u equal to 0 and its final speed is 50 meter per second. So the change in kinetic energy is half mv square minus half mu square. Since u is 0, so the second term goes to 0, and half mv square results to 1.25 joule by putting the m and v value. Again work done by the gravitational force, that is equal to mgh. This is the potential energy, that is mgh. Mass is given 10 power minus 3 kg into g is our 10 and h is 1000 meter, that is 10 raised to power 3, that is 10 joule. So according to work energy theorem, the change in kinetic energy equal to sum of the gravitational energy plus the resistive force work done, or the work done by the resistive force. Otherwise we can write this resistive work done or the work done by the resistive force equal to del K minus Wg. That is del K is 1.25 minus this is 10, otherwise this is minus 8.75 joule. This is the work done by the resistive force. Okay. Then the next question is, a body of mass 4 kg is moving with momentum of 8 kg meter per second. This is the momentum. A force of 0.2 Newton acts on it in the direction of motion of the body for 10 seconds. So the increase in kinetic energy is, so the momentum, as we know, mass into velocity, momentum is given 8 kg meter per second and mass is given 4 kg into the velocity. So from this we can calculate velocity equal to 8 by 4, that is 2 meter per second. Again, force is given 0.2 Newton, force equal to mass into acceleration, that is 0.2 Newton. Mass is again 4 kg into acceleration equal to 0.2 Newton. So acceleration will be 0.2 by 4, that is 0.05 meter per second square. Again, the distance traveled by the body in 10 seconds is s equal to ut plus half at square, the equation of motion. So u is given, that is u is our 2 meter per second. Again, into, this is our 2 meter per second into t is given, that is 10 second plus half acceleration we have calculated 0.05 into t is again 10 second. So 10 square. So the distance is 22.5 meter. So what is the work done? So the work done will be equal to W equal to force into displacement. Force is 0.2 Newton. So this is 0.2 Newton into the displacement is 22.5 meter. So this is 4.5 joule. So according to work energy theorem, it says the change in kinetic energy equal to the work done. So that is equal to 4.5 joule. Okay. The next question is, an object of mass m is released from rest from the top of a smooth inclined plane of height h. Its speed at the bottom of the plane is proportional to. So we know W equal to, from the work energy theorem, the change in kinetic energy is the work done. So this work done, that is mgh, will be equal to half mv square minus half mv square. Half mv square is the final kinetic energy and half mv square is the initial kinetic energy. So mgh will be equal to half mv square since the body starts from rest or release from the rest. So u is 0. So mgh equal to half mv square, or by cancelling m we can write this v square equal to 2gh or v equal to 2gh root over. So here you can see that the speed is independent of mass. So here it is proportional to m power 0, or this is 1, or it is independent of mass. Simply we can say that. Okay. Next is, a body is being raised to a height h from the surface of the earth. What is the sign of work done by the applied force and the gravitational force respectively? We know W equal to F dot S or Fs cos theta. As the body moves along the direction of the applied force, then in that case theta is 0. Along the applied force means what? Theta is 0 degree. So here W equal to Fs cos 0 degree. Otherwise simply this is Fs, or this is your positive when the work done by the applied force. Or if we will tell about the gravitational force, then in that case we have to go against the gravitational force. So theta is here 180 degree, or we can simply put Fs cos 180 degree, that is minus Fs. So for the gravitational force it is negative work done. Okay. The next question is, 1 joule equal to how much work? That is 10 power 7 work. Next question is, the angle between force F equal to 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 5k cap unit and displacement D equal to 5ai cap plus 4j cap plus 3k cap unit is. So here the magnitude of force equal to 3 square plus 4 square plus minus 5 square root over, that is equal to root 50 unit, and the magnitude of the displacement is 5 square plus 4 square plus 3 square root over, that is equal to root 50 unit. So as we know, F dot D vector equal to Fd cos theta. So this cos theta will be equal to F dot D vector divided by Fd, magnitude of Fd. So this will be equal to, this is our F vector dot D vector is this much divided by root 50 into root 50. So this is our I dot I is 1. So 3 into 5, that is 15, plus J dot J is 1. 4 into 4, that is 16, minus 5 plus 3 into minus 5 into plus 3, that is minus 15. So other component goes to 0, that is I dot j is 0, z dot k is 0, and otherwise all other components are 0. So divided by 50. So this is 16 by 50, that is 0.32, or we can write theta equal to cos inverse of 0.32. Next is, a body is constant to move along y-axis is subjected to a constant force F equal to minus I cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap Newton. The work done by this force in moving the body by a distance of 4 meter along y-axis is, so along y-axis means 4 meter j cap. So this is 4 j cap. Work done is F dot D. So F is given, dot D is given. So this is J dot J is 1. So that's why 2 into 4, that is 8 joule. Okay, this is a very simple question. Next question is, a particle acted upon by a constant force, that is 4I. There are two forces, that is 4I cap plus j cap minus 3k cap, and the other is 3I cap plus j cap minus k cap, and is displaced from point this to this. So the total work done by the forces. So there are two forces. So that here we want to calculate the work done. So work done we know F dot ds or F dot s, this is the force dot the displacement. Here the resultant force is F1 plus F2 vector. So this is 4I cap plus j cap minus 3k cap plus 3I cap plus j cap minus k cap. Dot. What is the displacement? So displacement is the final minus initial position. That is this R2 vector minus R1 vector. So 5I cap minus I cap, that is 4I cap, 4j cap minus 2j cap, that is 2j cap, k cap minus 3k cap, that is minus 2k cap. So this is our resultant. So from this, so by adding this F1 plus F2, we will get the resultant force, and by subtracting this, we will get the displacement. So again, by taking the dot product, that is I dot I, z dot j, and k dot k is 1, and rest of the term is 0. So our final is 7 into 4, that is 28, plus 2 into 2, that is 4, minus 4 into minus 2, that is plus 8. So the final answer is 40 joule. Next question is, a uniform chain of length 2 meter is kept on a table such that a length of 60 centimeter hangs freely from the edge of the table. The total mass of the chain is 4 kg. So the work done in pulling the entire chain on the table. So here the total mass of the chain means the total length of the chain is 2 meter. So the 2 meter chain length is 4 kg. The mass of the 2 meter chain length is 4 kg. So for the 60 centimeter chain length, it will be 4 by 2 into 0.6. This is 60 centimeter in 0.6 meter equal to 0.6 meter. So that will be 1.2 kg. So weight of the hanging part of the chain will be, this is 1.2 into our G value, this is mg, that is 1.2 into 10, that is 12 Newton. So the center of gravity of the hanging part lies at its midpoint. So if it is 60 centimeter, then its half is 30 centimeter, or simply we can say this is 0.3 meter. So the work done, that is Fs, will be equal to this 12 Newton into this 0.3 meter, that is 3.6 joule. What work is performed in dragging a block 50 meter horizontally when a 60 Newton force is applied by a rope making an angle of 30 degree with the ground? So it is given that the mass of the block, the force is applied here is 60 Newton and it is being displaced through 50 meter and its angle is 30 degree, and the angle is 30 degree. So W equal to F dot S will be equal to Fs cos theta. F is given 60 Newton into the displacement is 50 meter into the angle between them is cos 30 degree. 30 degree, it means cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So by calculating, we will get 2598 joule. So here are some questions. You can be solved by your own. So it's all for today. Thank you.